Hey everybody, this is Lisa, Paper Lace and Bling. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm just getting started on a new project. We're going to make a not so mini album for a wedding gift. And I'm going to try some things that I've never done before, so sit back, get yourself a soda or cup of coffee or hot tea, and I hope you'll enjoy this. And for those of you returning, thanks. I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. Okay, so now we're going to get going. What I did, because I know in the last video I told you guys I didn't know what system I was going to use. So this is the simplest thing I could figure out to do. So basically this is 1.5 inches wide and 11 inches tall, because my pages are going to be 11 inches tall. So, and then I just scored at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So there's 3 1/2 inch sections here. This is going to be our binding system. Then the first thing that I did was on one side, I went ahead and glued down some material that I'm hoping everything is going to look nice with. And then we still have our back here. And as you can see, there's plenty to go all the way around. So my material is 3 inches wide. And then I just left some ends so that I could wrap it up so it would look neater. Okay, so I used Fabri-Tac to glue it down to my papers, and I'm going to show you how I did it here. I did it, this is the side that we scored on. I did it on the back side of that. It doesn't really matter, but that's just, I would say pick one way of doing it, whether it's the side you scored on or the side that has the little mountains on it. Just do them all the same. I don't think it matters one way or the other at this point. Okay, so I'm leaving the 1/4 inch with nothing on it and going to put some Fabri-Tac glue around the edges and then just a little zigzag through to make sure I'm catching everything. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut this before I put it on. And this is my last piece. I had this material in my shop too. Boy, it went like hotcakes. That's all I have left, and I had like 2 yards of it. It went like hotcakes. All of you who ordered from me, if you're watching, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. For me, I was very successful, very happy with it. I just got, I wanted to retire, and now I have more time, of course, doing lots more things. So, but I'm enjoying life. A lot less headaches and worries and all that stuff. So anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one on the bottom. So now what I want to do is I'm going to bring this around and I'm going to glue just like I did with the last one. I'm going to glue right to the line but not over on this 1/2 inch piece here. So let's go ahead and get our Fabri-Tac out. If you don't have Fabri-Tac, any of the glues, Glue All works great on material. The Art Glitter Glue works very good on the material. I just prefer the right glue for the job, if that makes any sense. There's, you know, the Fabri-Tac is specifically made to hold fabric. It is specifically made for that, so why not? Okay, so there's that. trying not to push it down too hard so it doesn't come through the material. So now I have the bottom piece here. I have cut, this is fusible, but I'm not going to be fusing it. But I have cut some fusible fleece, and courtesy of my mother. Thank you, Mom. Oh, when she passed, she had quite a few of those, and she had quite a few battings and pillow things. She was always very busy, always making something. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to do is fuse it to here, but I'm just going to use the Fabri-Tac. And I don't want to have a big glob anywhere, so I am just kind of spreading it out nicely. And make sure that it goes to the end, but not over the end. And some of it, as you can tell, I cut a little more narrow, and I don't think it's going to make a big deal. But, so there. Let's let that one dry for a few minutes while I get a few more done. And then once I think it's dry, we'll move on, whether I'm done with these or not. Okay, just going to pull this around. I want it to be a nice tight, because this is going to be on your spine. So, you know, you do want to make sure that you're there. That it's going to be adhered well. And then I'm going to put another group of this. Okay, another one of these. If you have a little bit that hangs over, just snip it off. But I think that's going to be good. Okay. Next one. See, this part all goes pretty quickly. I figured this out last night in front of the TV with my husband. I went, oh. And I went and got a piece of paper, and I took a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I just scored it every 1/2 inch all the way across. And then I cut, so I had the 1.5 inch piece. And so that was easy peasy. And then I hunted around for what I might want to put on these, whether it be paper or material. If you do not have any material that you like, I believe this would work fine with paper. Probably a thinner scrapbook paper, but I don't know. Not having worked that with what I'm going to be doing here in another few minutes, you'll have to do you remember when we used to get, in fact, that was my wedding album, was a padded top wedding album with an oval in the center of it, and where you could slide a picture of you and your groom. And then it was the pull-out sheets that you could stick on, or it was slide in. But that was, you know, that was kind of back in the day. That's what we got. Oh, Lord. But, you know, you pull that thing out more than you think you will. I know we have. We've been married for 41 years now. 40. Well, we're working on our 41st, because we were married in 84. So, yeah. So, Next March will be our 41st. But you do pull it out and look at it, show people. Not everybody's interested, but there are, you know, usually a few. Mostly if you have your girlfriends over. they want to see it. Not so much the men. Alright, I guess we're going to get all of these done and then go from there, because I've only got one more to do. I know this part is not that exciting. Okay. And last one. Yay! Okay. I'm just snugging it. I'm not stretching the material. I don't want to stretch it. And again, just lightly rub it onto the glue. Don't rub down so hard that you're pulling the glue to the top, because that's not that pretty when you can see that. It dries and you can still see it. So just tap it to the glue and then let it do its thing. Okay, here we go. Last one. Yay! And there we go. Okay, now I'm going to pull this bottom one back out again. So now what I want to do, I'm trying to think, I don't think I want to put glue on the top of this. So I'm going to carry this around. And come back on it like this. And you see it doesn't come all the way to the edge. You can pull it and have it come all the way to the edge, which will help make this tighter. But it also is going to require that you hold on to it a little bit. So I'm going to put glue right on the edge of the pre-existing side that's stuck down. And I also want to put it along the edge of the fusible, not the top, just the edge. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center and I'm going to pull it around. If it doesn't go all the way, don't worry about it, as most of it is not going to get seen anyway. But you do want it to look nice and neat. All right. So now we have the 1/2 inch here that your page is going to get glued to, a 1/2 inch here that gives you the room so that the pages will lay down and such, so there's be nothing glued to that. And then this 1/2 inch, which is actually going to go onto the spine. But before we do that, I am going to do some beadwork on here. Now, some of you might go, oh, nope, I'm done. So I'm going to give you some alternatives to doing some beadwork. Trying to keep my glues clean. Okay, so you can use brads, you can use eyelets. Let's see. You can put buttons on there. The only thing I'm going to say about this is you do want to watch that you're not impeding You know, you don't get it too high. So like buttons might be, unless it's a teeny tiny little button, it might be too much. You could just do a knot and a string, pull it through, pull it tight, glue it down. You know, cut some of the threads and glue them down with double-sided tape or something. And that would give you little puffs, okay? Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish all of these, and then I'm going to make myself a template, because I want all of them to look the same. I'm going to make myself a template of where I'm going to sew at, so I can go ahead and get some marks. And I will put the marks on the back side, because this is what's going to be glued down onto the spine. I also decided to only do 5 pages instead of 6, because I didn't want to get into the 3-inch spine size. This is going to be a heavy book, just because, you know, using the 8.5 by 11. So yeah, so I think I'm just going to yeah. Let me get my template done, and then I'll explain to you how I did my template, and I will return when I'm ready. I might even do one just so you can see what it is, because you might be looking at this going, I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's okay. You just come back. I will be just a sec. You just hang out for a sec, and I'll be right back with you. I just want to make sure that these are dried completely before I start stitching on them. All right? Okay, guys, back in a flash. Okay, I went ahead and decided I was going to go ahead and get the ends done, so I thought I'd bring you along and do one of these with you. So I'm sticking my scissor in until I hit the cardboard, and I'm kind of cutting it on the top and not on the sides. And then I'm going to pull back the top piece so that I can see the cardboard. And then I'm cutting the excess material off the back so that it's not as clunky. You know, it would be too much material there, especially for, you know, being easily bendable and such as that. This is just a nice piece of quilting cotton. So it's not super thick, but it's not thin either. And then I just, once I fold it over, I'm really careful not to cut the material on the edge of my cardboard, but I want to be able to make sure that's nice and neat like that. Okay? So let me do one more, and then we will move on. Okay. So to the cardboard, snip it. And sometimes I'm hitting a little bit of glue, so these are pretty good sharp shears. They're just hitting some of that glue. So you don't want to, try not to get the glue all the way, you know, past the cardboard. It does make your job here a little bit harder to deal with. This one, let's see. All right, now we should be able to do this. Here we go. All right, and then just glue down the sides and along the edge and pull it over And then we'll just neaten it up. And we're ready. I'm still got to go and figure out what my template's going to be. So, other than that, we now have our 5 pieces to put into our book. Yay! Okay guys, I'll be back in a few. Bye. Hey everybody. No little mini-me this time because it's not charged. What else is new? Okay, so I have these pieces and I made my template. So basically at the halfway point, I put a line, and then about a quarter, 3/8, I think 3/8 of an inch in on both ends, and then I just kind of separate it out, and I have it in 3/16, I think, on each one. So I've made a little cross hash, you know, right there, so where I want my holes. So I'm going to go ahead and put a hole. Well, I suppose I can do all of it at once. Okay, so the padded side down, match this up to the bottom of the padded side, and then we're going to go ahead, and basically what I'm doing is poking a hole through. I'm not worried about poking a hole through the material, just the cardstock, so that my needle and thread will just go through nice and smoothly. There we go. All right. So, I don't know if you can see that, but I have all my holes in here now, so it'll be very easy for me just to take my needle and thread and put some nice puffs into the area on the other side where I put the stuffing, you know, the fleece. So then my stitching and my beading that I'm going to do will really have kind of a pop to it. Instead of just sitting there, it's going to be nestled in. And I might even, in the centers here, I might even end up putting a pearl, but I will go back and do that after. Okay, so that's it. That's how I did my template. I'm going to go ahead and mark all these. I probably will do some, and then, but I will come back and do one, at least one with you. I still got this one to glue down. I keep finding where I kind of forgot something. And like I said, your art glitter glue will hold material as well. It's just not as fast grabbing, and you know, so just means a little bit more time. I hope you can't hear outside. They're pretty close to my window. We've got some gentlemen doing some work in our yard for us. So they're noisy, but I don't think you guys will be able to hear it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next, is get these ready. And then I don't know if I'm going to build the pages first, just to make sure that I'm going to have the spine large enough. But that's going to be pretty. That's going to be really pretty. And then, you know, these will be up like this with the pages on them. But you will have this beautiful quilted area. Just really cool. I'm very happy I still had some of this left. To be honest, I think I squandered, you know, I absconded, not squandered. Yeah, I just kind of took some, saying, oh, I bet you that'll sell out. And I believe it did. But I said, yeah, I definitely want some of that. Definitely want some of that. And I'm glad I kept it. So they're going to be really cute. Okay, guys. So I will, in the next video, I'm sure I will pull all this together. Or I cut the last video off before this one, and you're going to get it in just a second. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember how long the other one was. Till next time, guys. Either way, see ya. Thanks for watching. Bye.